You like a woman, how long before you start spending money? I spend money off the rip because, let me tell you, I feel like I'd rather for you to have my money than me.
If you follow any manga or pop culture about Japan, you know that maid cafes are a big thing here. Recently, I went on a trip to a rather small city for a test. I was taking another Chinese test, and I was curious the night before the test, so I walked around a little bit. And sure enough, even in this relatively small city, they have a red light district. And if you stayed in Japan as long as I have, you know that that's pretty normal. That's par for the course. But then I started thinking, why does every decent-sized city always have a red light district? And it led me to think about the difference between how Asia motivates men to be productive versus...
Be real with me.
You shouldn't date for love.
What?
You should date for financial benefit. You should date for an increased experience in life. Whether that's food, whether that's a good job, just anything to advance yourself as a person. I feel like my friends love me very deeply. Sometimes it's even better than romantic love. Like, they understand you on a level that a man could never truly get you.
Of course, I could have taken out my camera and recorded footage of where I was, but that's not a very good idea. I would highly suggest against that. It's just not a good idea. And I'm just not going to be that YouTuber. But that said, you'll see many young ladies that look like this. And they're standing outside of clubs, basically beckoning Japanese working men who have had a long day of working to come in and will pour you drinks and talk nice to you. And I guess some clubs offer other things besides that. You'll have to see for yourself. But if you have $50, $100, you could go somewhere where a nice, young, pretty lady will treat you like you have worked hard and be nice to you. An idea that has become kind of lost in the West, in that as a guy, you should just show up paying. You get what you get.
No, I spend money off the real because this is why when I get in a girl life, if I like a girl, they say if you like a girl, I feel like if her bills or her life ain't in order, you can't get her attention anyway. So say you talking to a girl and her goddamn roof leaking.
I see your wheels turning.
So if her roof leaking, imagine you trying to spit game to her while rain dropping in her little boy head at night. She talking to you, but she can't focus.
Right.
Like,
I got you. I see what you said.
So what she doing? You get my last text. She trying to say, yeah, but hold up. She keep hearing the drops in this big pan. So I feel like you clear all that up, and now you got her attention.
Okay.
And she can focus on you. So I feel like if you come in somebody's life and you see little problems and you don't clear them up, she ain't gonna be able to focus on you anyway. So you gonna get her attention, but she still gonna have to deal with old boy for this. She gonna have to piece them together.
Now, if you notice the way that he's approaching the problem of dating a young woman, essentially you have to fix her life in order for her to be able to focus on you. And notice he also said that if she has a son, you'll have to deal with that, and maybe she's dating other men. But what you don't hear is, what do I get out of this? What is she going to give me? The idea that she just simply allows him to be in her life is the prize. And so the idea of what the man wants, what motivates the man, what gets him going, what you get her presence. And if her presence is enough, then you don't belong there because you simply haven't purchased it. And that might work if she's the prize that that guy really wants. But what happens if that woman is not the prize that motivates the man to do that, and in the process, she's not even the nicest person?
Yes, I got divorced after being married for 75 days because he pretended to be somebody that he wasn't. And then once we got married, he got in his mind that I was his wife. And so at that point, my life needed to revolve around his.
This is an interesting story because this is a woman who is relatively accomplished, but she's still married up. She married a man who is doing quite well for himself, and she's leaving after 75 days. And it appears the reason why is because he wanted a wife that does certain things. And she's essentially saying, you should be happy with how awesome I am, which is a kind of running theme. And the question I would simply ask is, we know what the stick is because divorce sucks. But what's the carrot?
Mind you, I'm a successful woman. I got my own thing going on. He's also very successful. He's an attorney, He was out in the community. He got involved in the church and kind of got religious-y. But he was a narcissist, and he wanted things his way, and he thought because I was his wife that I was gonna adjust my entire life around his. I went to his house. He had stopped cleaning up. It was a mess. And he said to me, well, you're my wife. You could come to my house and clean it up. Mind you, we hadn't even had the opportunity to move together yet. But I just started to see him for who he truly was. Like, the mask started to fall off, and I knew that it wasn't going to get any better.
And by modern definitions, this is narcissism, this male narcissism. He essentially wanted something that, well, he's not allowed to have in the West, to be quite frank with you, because he wanted one idea of a wife, and she's essentially saying, I'm awesome, I'm me, you get me. And you want something other than that, then you're asking, better yet, you're a narcissist. And it's fair for her to say that. But then we have to go back to the simple question. What does the guy want? And if you're not going to give the guy what he wants, then you can't put something or someone in front of a guy that's essentially not who or what he wants and then point at him and say, you're toxic, narcissistic, misogynistic pig. Then that guy is forced to make a decision about, if I can't even voice what I want in a woman or what I would like in a relationship, then where's the carrot? I would like a woman that at least does 1, 2, 3 for me. And you're essentially saying, I'm here, pay for me, I'm the prize, you get what you get. That's not going to motivate guys.
So here's why we have a male loneliness epidemic. Watch this video with me.
Okay, I'm Riley. I'm 24. I'm from Houston, Texas. And honestly, I'm down for any good adventure. I just got scuba dive certified and I'm planning to go to Australia this summer, so I'm super excited about that. And then I just picked up skiing like 2 years ago, and I honestly love any themed party. Like, those are like my favorite things to go to, my favorite things to plan. And I'm looking for someone that wants to be my adventure buddy, and it's someone that I can trust in and is gonna be there for me. Aww.
As you can imagine with the comments, there was a lot of support for the young lady. And I actually give her kudos for standing up in front of guys and making a pitch, because guys have done that forever. And women have just assumed that guys would continue doing that. And now that guys have stopped doing it, women are starting to see how hard it actually is. They think they deserve Margot Robbie. The men aren't lonely enough. She's too good for any of them. Really, who's he to judge? Men hate us. Riley is a queen. She's better off. I legitimately don't understand. She's cute, interesting, adventurous. What's the turnoff? Not lonely enough. I see this video, this interaction, as a kind of microcosm for how the West sees the gaze of men, that if you don't like this young lady who put herself out there very bravely, I might add, then there's a you problem. No matter what you think you like, you're supposed to like her. And as a matter of fact, she's too good for you. You're supposed to come out of the box ready to empty your pockets because she's such an awesome young lady. And you're going to hear them vilified because essentially they just didn't respond to her.
Do any of those guys want to get to know Riley better? Oh, certainly not him.
They're nervous. They're
so
nervous. Anyone, come on.
Guys, what are you doing? Riley seemed great. She was enthusiastic. She wanted to get to know you. You guys, I looked at you. You guys are in no position to be, what the Of course you're lonely. Riley was like cool and open. I mean, what do I know? I've only been with my wife for 9 years. We have 2 beautiful boys and have built a beautiful life together. You know, maybe I'm the wrong person to talk about this because I can't relate to you, idiots. Male loneliness epidemic. As far as I'm concerned, some of you guys aren't lonely enough. You guys were like, you know, laughing at the prospect of even considering choosing somebody like Riley. Look at you guys. You little what the male loneliness epidemic.
And now, how Asia, or more specifically, Japan, does it. While Riley is looking for an adventure buddy and she's talking about scuba diving, this young lady, and I don't think this is an official McDonald's commercial, which goes by the moniker, I'm loving it, is really advertising McDonald's as much as she's kind of sort of advertising maybe some kind of service like I would have mentioned earlier if you're in like one of the red light districts, or just she's just doing some kind of commercial for some company, if you will. That said, the appeal that she's giving is essentially, we know what guys want to look at. We know what guys like, and we're going to give guys that so that they open their wallets, because that's what guys like. It's no criminalization. There's no vilification of the idea that guys like a cute, slim young lady that's wearing this and holding a McDonald's bag, which maybe sweetens the deal. That's how you motivate a man to be productive. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what a guy likes, he likes that. But what you're seeing in the West, obviously, is that, first, you're supposed to show up with your wallet open no matter what because you're a guy. And two, no matter what young lady we put in front of you, you're supposed to like her. And three, you are supposed to just come out of the pocket, because dating is an experience where the man essentially gives money to the young lady because she showed up. And there's no reason why there's a quote-unquote male loneliness epidemic. It's more like it might just be a store that has something that guys just don't want to open their wallets for. I thought you want to see that again, so here you go. Of course, I don't want you to think for a second that you're going to come to Japan and the streets are littered with young ladies that look like this. But if you go to the red light district at night, you'll see a lot of young ladies that are as attractive, and maybe many that are more attractive. But my point is not necessarily that you're going to come to Japan and get a young lady like this. Pay attention to that laugh she did at the very end. She is practicing mannerisms that she knows that guys want to see, that guys want to experience. And that's a lost art in the West. It is. The mannerisms, the behavior that makes a man go crazy is forbidden. You're not allowed to want it, and young ladies are discouraged from displaying it. They essentially are told that they show up, be really awesome, and a guy's supposed to like you. And if a guy doesn't like you, then he's defective. But what we see when we go to Asia, and I've seen this, when it's late at night and you see the barrage of salarymen that are coming home and their ties loosened and they've had a long day and they're walking past these young ladies that are very attractive, and they're saying, I will ease the end of your day by letting you sit on a sofa and I will pour you drinks and essentially rub your shoulder because you are one of the productive men that makes this thing go. I had an aha moment. If this is what Asia says to their men, then Asian men say, well, this is a reason to work 12 hours. But if you in the West tell a guy, you work 12 hours so you have the opportunity to pay for any woman that shows up in front of you simply because you're a man, then that's not the carrot that's going to make guys push 12 hours like they do in Asia. Now, is it? Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you next video. Take care, guys.